Oh shit. Can you hear me now? I believe you can. I believe you can. If you can hear me, give me just tell me. Let me know you can hear me. I'm speaking English since nobody can hear me. Oh shit. I believe you can now. I believe you can. I believe you can. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, like I was saying, there is no way that anybody in this space of the trading space that is coming to tell you, oh, you can do this without this, you can do this without that. The person is obviously lying to you, like broad daylight robbery. Why did I say that? Because literally everything we are doing revolves around structure. And if for a minute I tell you that you should not give a fuck about structure, that is the point you should know that I'm lying to you. That is the very first point you should know I'm lying to you. So everything I'm doing, everything that surrounds my trading structure, my trading pattern, my trading strategy, as you guys call it, it revolves around what? Structure. Like I said previously, this is not a mentorship class. So I'm not going to tell you how I entered the street and how I'll just tell you how I got the streets. It's now left for you to go back and back test them. But are you going to pick up something from this session? Definitely yes, because I'm going to make it as short as possible and as direct as I can be. So the second one is what I call liquidity. Liquidity. When you said something is liquid, what do you mean? If person asks you now, how far, Timmy, are you liquid? The person means, how far do you have any cash on you? I know you have money, but liquid means how much do you have on you that you can give me? So if I tell you that I have money, but it's in land, it's in crypto, it's in stocks, it's in real estate, it's in this, it's in that, but I cannot give you anything at that time. I don't have money. When they tell you that forex market is a $9 trillion industry, it means every Monday as you wake up in the morning and enter your chart, money is already in the market. Every morning you wake up, enter chart, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, money is already in the market. The bobo now is, how much did you take out of that market? Did you submit your small dollar or did you take out from the market? That question is meant for you to answer. And the final thing is what I call AOI, area of interest. Some people call it POI, point of interest. Some people call it OTE, optimum entry level, whatever makes you sleep well at night. That's your business. Anything you want to call them, that's your business. But for me, POI is fine, OTE is fine, AOI is fine. The point, what does it mean? It means the point where I'm going to draw this sword and shoot this trigger. That is what all these things mean here. The OTP, the OTE, the POI, and the AOI. It means at that point where you draw out your entry point and your exit point. That is what makes up those things. So I'm going to be building the trades we took based off these three strongholds. These are the three bullets. These are the three bullet points that if you don't have them, you're just messing up in the market. If you don't have them, you're messing up in the market. So let's get straight to it. It's already 10 p.m. here. So I don't want market to close before I finish this analysis. I want market to be open before I finish it. That's why. So sorry for the time and the delays and everything. I'm going to be using StreamYard instead of YouTube. So I've learned that one now. So we learn every day. So having said that, the next thing now is, okay, how do you apply this thing in this chart? Like, the number one is what? Structure. You already know your higher highs, higher lows. I'm not, like I said, this is not mentorship. So once you've seen that your structure is what? Is it bullish? Is it ranging? Is it bearish? Any of them you should know. Looking at this chart on 1 hour, I didn't even go to 4 hours. On 1 hour, it is bullish. It is bullish. So now the next thing is liquidity. Where is your liquidity lying? Where is your liquidity lying? Remember, this is from here to here, here. He bought up the way, all the way up, and then he left from this place. He bought all the way up to this point, and left what? An imbalance from here through to this point. So all these things here is liquidity. But does it mean that once liquidity is here, so my entry is from this place, let me just shoot my entry and then boom? Yeah, you make money, but you will not make enough money. Because why? You make 1 to what? This is the last high I created. You'll be making 1 to 2. Yes, people make money with that kind of risk to reward. No problem. But I, counselor, I take my trades at least 1 to 3. If you know me very well, you should know by now that I don't do 1 to 1. I don't do 1 to 2. At least 1 to 3. And with the trades we called on that group that I created for the 1 week, we made average off because the journal is there for you to see. We made average of 4 hours every week. So every trade that we took. So how did I now wait for me to get that this guy is going to take off from here? Something is called AMD. AMD. Accumulation, distribution, manipulation, and then distribution. When the market starts accumulating, it's not going anywhere. It's just creating kind of range. Are you seeing what is happening here? It's kind of range. All these things happening here is range. What is it doing? It's accumulating, and then it will manipulate you, and then it will distribute. So your job is to not to get into the second 2 phases, which is the accumulation and the manipulation. But your job is to get into the point where the move is not trying to happen, which is at the distribution. If you watch, I did not tell you to buy this trade here. No. I didn't say to buy here. No. I told you to buy when he got to this final place. How did I know it's going to move on from that final leg? Because it is now taking out all this liquidity. You are taking all of them out. Remember, if you don't figure out liquidity, you become it. If you don't wait for it to be taken out, it will take you and your money, no matter the amount you have. So when price got into this point and tapped this, my POI, I'm not going to be telling you how I find my POI. I've already said enough. I'm not going to go deeper. My students will be pissed that I'm going this far already, Seth. So once it got to this point, what do you now look out for? Your point of interest. And how do you get that? From the same place I am, I didn't even go far. This is the point. He touched it and then came back, touched it again. And I'm like, okay, we are good. 30 minutes. And yes, I got what I needed. From this point, he touched it, went up, broke this structure, this minute structure, came back, gave me liquidity, broke it again. If you're in my class, you know what I mean by 2 break of structures. At least I know people that trade this thing. DAGs trade this method, but not only DAGs is doing 1:2 now. So he's a big boy, he's a big man. So that's what he's doing. I didn't want to call anybody's name in this place. So, but then that's fine. There's no biggie. So once I figured this out, this is where that gave me longer risks to reward. What do I mean? Instead of the regular 1:2 that we should be taking from this part, we're now having a decent 1:6, if it's not even up to 1:7. So from that point, this is your SL. Like I say, always give your SL some breathing space. You're not that wicked. Give it space. Give it space. You will know why. Give it space. And then your TP is where? From this place. Boom. Now we have a decent what? 1:6. A decent what? 1:6. But guess what? Did it give us 1:6 immediately? Yes, it did. Because go back to 1 hour, you see that this accumulation, it took almost, go to daily time frame, it took almost how many days? How many days? Daily time frame. This is from the point, this is the 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5, 6, 7, okay, 6 days of consolidation. 6 fucking days. Can you wait that out? But how many hours did it take you to hit TP? After it triggered, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Almost a day, 24 hours. But if you're doing my 1:3, it take your TP almost in less than a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 hours. That's half a day. If you woke up in the morning around London session, we took the trade in the morning. That was yesterday night, the previous night, I can remember. And we held it throughout the night, and the morning TP hit for the first 3 hours. And then if you now held it, you can now get your 1:6. That is how we got our GJ buy. So if you understood to this part, can you give me 1, 1, 1 on the chart? If you understood to this part and you love this video, you can give me a like or 1, 1, 1 on the chat box. So as I'm saying this thing, you can be writing down your questions. You can write, not on the chat box right now, just write down your questions, because everything I'm going to be saying are all in tandem with what I'm saying. Remember, structure, liquidity, AOI, POI, whatever. So the second trade I called for them is gold sell. That was the second trade I called on the group. The gold sell. The gold sell. So now ask yourself, what is this guy doing? Now remember, number one is structure. You know already. Number one is structure. You know. So from this place, looking in this 1 hour time frame, this guy is selling from this place, of course, he's selling. And then from this place again, he gave you change of character, he's now buying. But then from this point, started doing what you don't understand. From this point, he sold though, yes, he sold. And then he bought again and taking out again. Like, it is crazy. You cannot understand this one. But if you have a structure like this as a newbie trader, avoid it. If you have a structure like this as a newbie trader, avoid it. Like, as you all know already, I'm a sucker for gold. I love trading gold. I don't trade any other thing apart from gold. But the reason why I packed all these pairs in my watch list is to show you that what I'm trading cuts across every currency that is being traded. It cuts across synthetic indices. It cuts across crypto. It cuts across stocks. It cuts across metals and whatnot. For the fact it has a chart on it, what I trade works on it. And that's the reason why you should learn something that works, not just something that makes the wave. That is, trading is transient, right? When you learn this one today, the next day another one will come, the next day another one will come, the next day another one will come. If this particular thing you're learning cannot be implemented across board, you are wasting your time. Because since I started trading, I've been learning the same thing. What do I do now? I refine the one I already know. That is how to grow yourself. Trading is not just, I don't learn finish, let me go and lock my hand and be doing nothing. No, that's not the way it works. So the first one is structure. Like I said, it's selling, because I've seen something I get interest at. Like I said, trading chart tells a story, is a journey. If you watch from here, it was buying, stopped here, high, it broke structure, came down again, it did not break structure, and then this one was taken. In the basic market structure, it is called change of character. When a market is bullish and it does something like this, it is called what? Change of character. That is ABC of trading. Everybody should know that. So When it starts making sense, that is when you now say, okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. That is why you start applying all those ones. But if you've not gotten to those points, you don't have the right to be doing it. But that is basic, like I said. It is basic. Basic, like basic. You shouldn't be trading basic at this age. You don't grow past that nonsense. So once I saw that, I'm like, okay, this is Monday. What do I have to lose? Let me just take the trade and know what's up. And boom, I took the trade. So the first thing is structure. Yes, I took the trade because I understood the structure already. If I didn't understand the structure, I won't take it. There's no need. I won't even take it. I won't even dare. But guess what? Structure checked. The next thing is liquidity checked. And then boom, my POI. It was not hard. Do you know why we missed it on the group? Because I was trying to over-refine. If you're in my main group, you didn't miss it. And even when he entered, when he hit my alarm, I dropped it on the group that it has triggered. So people that are smart made money off it. And my friends, somebody made 50K to 500K, $100 to 1,000, like on this single trade. And if you watch, remember again, I said it before, AMD, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Let's say that when you entered this trade, remember, I've seen what I wanted. From this point, I knew that it's already bearish. Once it comes back to this point of interest, I'm trying to look for my short and then sell, right? So, but now I am trying to catch the maximum risk to reward to maximize my profit. What is risk to reward? Risk to reward helps you to maximize your profit. If you're risking $10, you should be going for something that will give you at least $30. But do you know why people like that have money? Fuck it. People like Habby, Jeffrey, Dags, that risk $20,000 in a trade. When they see $30,000, they are okay because it's big money. It's fucking big. But you that have $50, $10, how will you be doing 1:1? How many times? How many days? How many months? How many years will it take to make $100? And remember, just one loss, you've lost everything because you're doing 1:1. 1:1. So no, you shouldn't be trading like that. You cannot scale like that. You can't. You can't. So if someone is floating profit of $50,000, always know the person's risk first. That's why I like Kevin Talent. He talks about risk management every fucking time. You talk about schemas. Many people, many names are there. Forget people that are rushing profit in your eyes. No, ask the question right. Oga, what are you risking? What are you risking? I don't risk more than 1,000. Highest 2,000. Yeah, I can start risking 2,000, 5,000. Where I don't say, okay, remember, all my risk is highest 5% of my account. So if I'm risking 2,000, know that that's 5% of 100%. So always apply that in your trading. And then, so when it comes to the POI, how do you now finalize it to make you money? That is when the confirmation entry comes into. I'm not talking about that. So when I figured out, I've seen what I wanted. This is my liquidity here. It took it out, and my entry was hit. Boom. And then we're up. I covered all these places because I not get strength. But in my group, in my signal, I don't like the word signal. In my entry group, I took the SL to this point. This is what is called key levels. Another topic for another day. This is not what I'm teaching. This is for my mentorship class. It's called key levels. Key levels are the point where I say I'm talking about it again. I beg. This is where I took the SLs from. And then my target was for this place, this particular place. But when you are putting your target should be, don't put targets as especially when you get something to lose. Remember, you are in the market, and this market doesn't give a fuck about your money. He doesn't have time for emotions. He takes everything he gives to him. So what do you do to avoid that problem from happening? That is when you now say, okay, I'm not taking profit. Once I say 1:3, I'll take partials. If you're in my group, you know I do this thing a lot of the time. I don't like being, I'm not greedy. Do you know why I'm not greedy? Because I have money. But if you're greedy, that your small one when you get, you lose it. I'm not capping. I'm not joking. You're going to lose it. So now, when that thing happened, I said, okay, let's make it 5 hour. I think it's 6 or something, but it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. Once it hit to this point, and then there's news around that time, I'm like, close your trades and then chill. And then guess what? That is when this thing now happened. That I talked about. The main manipulation happened. That's what news brings about. Did you see what news happened? This is not manipulation, but people that call it manipulation. Let me tell you what it is. This thing have already gone what it's supposed to do. When this guy is coming back now, it will use all this place that is the key level as liquidity. This point now became a clear liquidity where the next market will continue. If you are the person that trade news and whatever, this is where Happy Forest will now put sell stop. He will put stop around here, and then market goes up, taps it, and then goes down immediately. This is the fastest trade you can get. From this point of what is it called? P level, your SL should be minimum 100 or so, or 20 or 70, whatever makes you sleep well at night, that's fine. But if you're trading news, you should give it space. From that point to your TP back, which is my original TP level, which is from this point, that's giving you a clear 1:6 under how many hours? If you're using 1:3, that was less than an hour, because it just went up and came down immediately. That is less than an hour. That same candle, less than 1 hour. But I'm not trying to sell you anything. Please do not trade the news. Do not trade the news. Yes, it gives you money, but when it's taken from you, it takes everything it gives you back. So why would you be doing that to yourself? No. The reason why you're in the market is to be available for a long time, not to win every trade. Yes, you should be available for a long time, not to win every fucking trade. So the next one is, the next trade that we called was USD CHF. This guy tested my patience, tested everything I have. Like, the guy tested literally everything. Why do I say that? Because in trading, market is closed. In trading, there are things that, Jesus, when it happened to you, you go cry. Like, you go cry. This is last week. This is last week, yeah. Remember, the first thing again is structure. Remember, first things first is structure. Structure is what? From this point, structure is bullish. Structure is bullish. Why is it bullish? Because it was selling from this point, and once it got down to this extreme level, it changed structure. People call it change of character. When I was learning, now they have already twitched the name up to MSS, making it sound tush. Whatever you're giving your name to your trading pattern, to whatever you're doing, whatever name you're giving it, for the fact it depicts the same meaning, I don't really actually give a fuck. My own is for the fact that is telling you the same thing that it's supposed to tell you. With all due respect, give it all the fancy name for all I care. So from that point, I see that this is a valid lower high that's failed to break this guy here. So what do I now do? I said, okay, no problem. As you won't begin the buy, let's switch. Like I said, the market is very dynamic. You don't tie your placenta, say, I want to sell gold this week. Why are you telling market what you want to do? No, you don't. Market tells you what to do because the pattern is there for you. That is what you should be doing. So I saw that. I'm like, okay, that is structure checked. The next thing is what? Liquidity. And what is liquidity? Liquidity is money. It is what fuels the market. It is the marketing team of Forex. All the money you are making in this world, and you cannot find out liquidity. Fund them for your account, you are gone. Like, you are fucking gone. Like, this channel, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not here to sell you nothing. So it is your choice to hear the hard truth. And I'm not going to babysit you. If you know any of my customer, any of my students, I am very, very strict. I am very, very strict. Nobody have typed, none of my students even did this life. I'm very, very strict, because if I laugh with you, you go begin to laugh with market. Market will come finish your money. Then you come and call me scam. Because you know the hard one now. So once I saw the structure has shifted to this point, and then what next I'm looking for? Remember, S, structure, liquidity, AOI, POI, or whatever. I've seen the structure is now bullish, and then I've seen the liquidity. Look at what happened. And then this guy came back and did not tap my entry. He did not. My TP 1:3 is somewhere here. He didn't tap my entry. No problem. Did you see me pursue it? I did not. But most of you will chase the trade like, what the fuck? Calm down. You're a businessman. If you order for something, you know, come, you rest. You don't go chasing it. If you try babe, you know, agree you, leave them, go check another person. You have 8 billion people in this world. So why am I using that babe as example? So this week, yeah, the same thing happened. I said, okay, this guy don't leave us. Let's look for another one. How did I know this guy have left us? Because it have already gotten to my TP. Why am I now crying over spilled milk? Why I'm seeing another entry again? The same entry I saw, the same liquidity that was here, this one is another liquidity. But then, see the pattern. This one was diagonal, this one is horizontal. I did not say that one is horizontal. Let this one be horizontal. No. You don't do the same things like that. So now, I saw this entry and I sent it out. Guess what? This thing hits TP. Till this point, I took this one alone. This particular trade. So let me remove it. I took it alone. Guess what? When the news opened, this guy came back, filled this place, and then went to TP. Almost in the same breath. In the same fucking breath. Do you see what AMD is? Accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. If you didn't learn anything from me this night, at least you've learned this one. Once the market is accumulating, doing all these things here, all this here, don't flinch. Don't say it is buying, it's manipulating me, it take me out and go my direction. It's a lie. It's because you didn't wait it all out. People say it every time, but now I know that they're saying the truth. Trading is 80% of waiting. You go wait, tire. Sometimes you not see anything. Let me tell you for free. Tell me in this chat box like this now, all your fans when they trade this week that caught 3 trades this week and they all hit TP. Tell me the person. You know they. So every society that I know, they have the waiting time and they wait it all out. So why are you not waiting? So listen now, finally, price came back and then took out everything here, went straight to TP. So instead of you to be caught inside this manipulation, trying to, your trade is running in profit, the next minute is in drawdown, profit again, drawdown, profit again, drawdown. Like, this is 1:1. You cannot do anything with it unless you have money. So that is how we caught USD CHF, a solid 1:4. If you're risking $10, you're making $40 in this trade. This 0.14 is your swap fee, commission, and all that. But then, did you make money? Yes, you did make money. So now, the next one is, I think this is the second to the last one, is GBP card. Others are missed. GBP card was missed. Why did we miss it? You know, concern me. reach my place and it's still there. So you can take a screenshot and do it from next week, because from this week, I'm not trying to prove anything to anybody again. I'm deleting the free group, and then it was nice why it lasted. So this is how it's very simple. It is bearish, like you know it already. It's bearish. This is bearish, it's bearish. And then this is my liquidity here. This is my POI, and price didn't come there yet. I will not go and start rushing it. No, we don't do that here. We chill out and wait for our trade to play out. So the next one is AUD USD. This guy fucked with my head up and then finally triggered. This guy is like, it's from last 2 weeks. This was my trade from last 2 weeks. This is liquidity. My entry was somewhere here. Yes. Guess what? The guy went to my target. No problem. I told my group people, delete it and leave it. This week again, I saw it. It got to this point, started doing this thing. I'm like, no, this trade is still valid. We'll take it. Guess what? We took it. But one thing you should learn from me is this. No matter how good I am, it doesn't get to my head. And no matter how happy I am with profit, it doesn't get to my head. And no matter how decent my profit is, I don't close it till it gets to my target. What's my target? 1:3. That is the most realistic target I can get. 1:3 is my most realistic target. Why did I say that? 1:3 helps me to take more losses than someone doing 1:2. Yes, I put losses first because this trading game is a no nonsense game. You don't promise anybody anything. You don't promise what you cannot do. You don't own the market. So why do you give somebody that I'm going to be giving you $10,000 every month from 100K account? Who the fuck do you think you are? No. So if you're trading 1:3, it gives you room. You can take 3 losses and 1 win recovers that. But if you're doing 1:1, you must have money to do 1:1. So let's get back to the business. So this guy got to this point and triggered. And he gave us solid 1:3. If you are in my group, you will know that I said it time without number. Once your trade gets to 1:3, do what? Take your partials or close and then expect 1:5. But guess what? It got to this point, and this was news, so nobody can close it. Only thing that happened is it was a BE trade. Not a loss, but a BE. I didn't even record it in my journal myself because it was a lost trade. That is fine, and we are good. So the next one that we took, which was missed too, was then the BTC buy. BTC was just running parabolic this week. I don't know why, but it was going haywire. Finally, bastard is coming, but I'm no longer trading this trade. This is weekend. I'm not trading BTC weekends. So my trade was somewhere here. My buy was somewhere here. It did not come at all. You know, even follow me talk. It went straight to TP, and this was all-time high, 25,000. But even this one, I've been missing BTC. This is the only card I caught on BTC. This is the only one I caught. I missed this one. I missed this one, and then this one was missed also because I already hit our TP and then coming back. So the next one is USD card. USD card was also missed. It was also missed. You can see the trend is, the structure is already bullish. You can see, and then the liquidity is already here. Is here. Has been taken out, but then come back to my POI now. He say no. If he say no, I not go pursue him. People that trade trend lines can make money off this bounce. They can buy from here, buy from here, buy from here. But where do you put your stop loss? I don't know. That's why I don't do trend line. I don't do it. But I'm not saying people that are doing nonsense. So I didn't say that. Don't come from my head, I beg. My own is that I don't do it because I want to. I'm always realistic with everything I'm doing. So if you're a trader, you should be realistic with your profit targets. You should be realistic with your stop loss. You should be realistic with your entries. Not just because you think. You don't think. You react. You don't think. If you're thinking now, you're a human being. That's where your emotion will start coming into play. But if you do the work and then go to your chart and trade like a robot that you used to buy, trade like that, you make money. So the next one, which is the last, finally, it is the use soil, which was missed. I dropped it yesterday and the bastard went straight to my TP. He not even look my face, just scattered everything. So this is how we closed the week, and we did a whooping 16 risk to reward on the free channel. We did 16 RR. That is minus the 3R that we made on AUD before it hit TP, before it hit SLO, before it hit SLO. Yeah, that's BE. I didn't calculate this one, but if I put this one, it's solid 19. But no, not like that. This is 16 RR. That is what we made for the week on the free channel. So now your time to ask your questions. We have less than, oh shit, I don't enter 10:30. We have less than, just ask your questions. Ask your questions. Like I said, decent questions. And then if you found value in this short and precise life, I'll be doing it every Friday, by the way, every Friday. All the trade I took, I'll talk about them. And maybe I'll start doing forward tests, because this is actually like back testing. From next month, I'll start doing forward testing, meaning we use Fridays and look at what the market will be for the next week. We use Fridays and look at what the market is going to be for the next week. And then that is how it's going to be. So if you find value in this session, you can give me 777 on the chat if you found value. And then if you didn't, tell me you didn't. Tell me I suck. I like realistic people. But you know you'll be lying if you tell me that I suck. But then it's still you. It's you. So no question. No question. Thank you, Timmy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The comments are amazing. The comments are amazing. It shows that at least somebody is very, very appreciative of what is happening here. Understood everything that's happening. So in absence of any no question, we'll be calling it a night. Thank you, Timmy, for joining. Thank you, Glitch Boxing. Thank you, Vincent. And yeah, that is it. Thank you very, very much. And then I'll be seeing you same time, same place. You have a question. Jesus Christ. Shoot. That energy where you use type, I have a question. Why didn't you just type the question? I'm waiting. Your question. You have 5 minutes. Once it's 10:40, this is Friday, nigga. This is Friday. What are those your key levels? If you are in this class, you know that I said clearly, I'm not teaching you key levels. Should you know I talk? Why did people just like throwing me under the bus? Is it demand and supply zone? It is advanced demand and supply. Let me use that word. It is advanced demand and supply. It is advanced demand and supply. Is demand. Do you use Fibonacci indicator for Guinea? No, I don't. I don't, sir. I don't. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't. I'm not saying I don't. But obviously you can see it here. Look at fib retracement too. It's here. Look at it. But I don't use it. I don't. Do you know why I do? Do you know when I do use it? I use it in rare occasions where, for example, my break of structure happened somewhere here, my liquidity is here, and then somewhere here. So my entry is somewhere here. Oh, let me get it more down. Let me bring it more down. My entry is somewhere. Go back. My entry is somewhere here. And this, my liquidity is very far. And remember, when your liquidity is far, it means only one thing. You're going to check. So from this, your POI to this place, this liquidity now, it is not in your 50% zone. So this trade, you should not take it. It's not high, it's not A plus setup. So this is the only case I use Fibonacci. But now I'm a pro now, so I don't really have. Once I see them, what I look for, I don't say. I don't even need to go and draw out my sword to start checking. Once the liquidity is far from my POI, I didn't know. Once it's far, I didn't know. So I don't even need POI. I don't even need Fib again. But for beginners, yeah, you need it to know that, to make sure that you are buying from the premium and selling. Sorry, you're selling from the premium and buying from the discount zone. When iPhone is launching, iPhone 17 is coming September or so. If it's coming at that time, the demand is very high. So everybody is trying to buy. That's not when you should buy. When they don't launch, finish. After 1 month, one month is even too much. From that week, you're already seeing people telling you UK used. Or the new one self, the price have dropped. But don't buy, don't leave the market when the price is high. Always, my friend will always say, leave the stage when the ovation is very loud. That is when you make the most sense. So once you're excited in that trade, close them and run. So I've answered your question, Vincent. And then for glitch, I don't want to go into another topic this night. That's too extreme. That's too extreme. Key levels is simple. There are psychological levels, not the psychological level of Fibonacci. It is called algorithmic range. So if you're a trader, you should be a reader. If you're a trader, you should be a reader. Algorithm, right? Rick. What am I typing? So algorithmic, yes, algorithmic range. This is what key levels are. Those points, I don't like calling name. Like this point now, someone use it, but the person knows how to use them well. When he touch, and all those things, this point now is a very strong point for somebody to sell you soil, because this is the high it came into. This one now, this particular range now, this particular place now, you see that the candles, the bodies closed at same point. The bodies closed at the same point. This one na key level. This one too na key level. But you know happen for the extreme. It happened, of course, but it did not continue to that downside. But this one happened and then broke structure to the downside. This is 4 hour time frame. So every candle here matters. So this one here happened and it did not break. This is weak. And this one took it off. So this one is inconsequential. You take it out. But then this one that happened here closed inverted hammer and continued and broke down. Look at where it broke. It broke here, but this is still body. So this is not a valid break of structure. But when you now come down to 1 hour, I don't begin to teach again now. I don't like this thing. I don't really like it. But this is the last one I'll do. From this point again now, you see that it did not even break it well. So what do? You won't take it. You won't, because this is not a valid break of structure. I cannot lie. It's a valid break of structure. But if you want to take this sell from here, from 1 hour time frame, you are risking it. But then your SL should be, your entry is here, your SL should be here. Boom. And then your TP is here. 1:5 cleared. This is simple key level. I'm not going to teach you anything. Have a good night. You guys, thank you for coming. I promised to do one session and you are carrying me to where I don't know. So see you next week and next time. Thank you for joining and God bless you.